What if the places in your life where you experience the deepest pain could become the very places where your greatest possibilities are born? What if the chapter you thought would break you became the chapter that revealed just how powerful, resilient, and courageous you really are? Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Stevens O, your host, broadcast journalist, author, minister, and midlife powerhouse of inspiration. With faith in God and unstoppable drive, I'm here to inspire and guide you into finding your God-given purpose so you can experience the joy of knowing you are aligned with God and live the life you will love in victory. I want you to think about this. The body don't forget. What we don't acknowledge is the body remembers. It can remember the stress, the grief, the rejection, the disappointment, the abuse, the fear, and the moments when you had to be strong, when you desperately needed someone to hold you. Sometimes we move forward physically, but emotionally, we are still standing in the room where something broke us. We may smile, succeed, build careers, raise families, and appear to have it all together while carrying places of pain that have never truly been acknowledged. But hear me now. Your pain does not have to become your permanent address. The place where you cried can become the place where you discover your strength. The place where you were rejected can become the place where you learn your worth. The place where you lost something can become the place where you discover something marvelous about yourself. Your scars are not proof that you are damaged. They are evidence that you survived. And survival can become the foundation for transformation. At midlife, we have an incredible opportunity to stop running from our stories and start rewriting what they mean. We cannot change everything that happened to us, but we can change what we allow those experiences to produce in us. We can take the pain, examine the lesson, reclaim our voice, rebuild our confidence, and begin creating a life that is not defined by what happened yesterday, but directed by what is possible tomorrow. So lean in. This conversation is about refusing to let the pain have the final word. There is life beyond the loss. There is purpose beyond the pain. There is possibility beyond the place that tried to break you. And perhaps the very place you thought was the end of your story is actually where your next chapter begins. Let's get started. Are you allowing something that happened to you in your past to continue controlling what is possible for you in your future? What pain have you learned to live with that you were actually meant to heal from? There are some wounds you can see, and there are others you learn to hide so well that even the people closest to you may never know they exist. You smile, you show up, you take care of everybody else, you keep working, you keep loving, you keep moving. But somewhere beneath the smile is a story your heart remembers and a body that has been carrying what your mouth never had the courage to say. Hi, welcome to Direction at Midlife, the podcast where I help you find clarity, confidence, courage, and purpose to create the life you truly want in this season. I'm Dr. Stevens O. I pray this episode, the body don't forget, turning places of pain into places of possibility. What are you waiting on? Blesses you. The body don't forget. It remembers the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the disappointment you never talked about, the betrayal that changed the way you trust, and the moment you realized you had to become strong because nobody was coming to rescue you. But what if the places that hurt you don't have to remain places of pain? What if that divorce, that rejection, the abuse, the loss, the failed dreams, the broken relationships, or that season when you barely recognize yourself could become the birthplace of something extraordinary? What if the very place where you thought your story ended becomes the place where you discover your voice, reclaim your confidence, and find a purpose you never knew existed? Pain may have introduced you to a version of yourself you didn't recognize, but healing can introduce you to the woman you will always becoming. Today, I want to talk to you and introduce you to a woman, an icon, a powerhouse, Whitney Houston, the voice, the woman, the pain. What happens when the world knows your voice but doesn't know your pain? What happens when millions of people see the superstar, the smiles, the gowns, the awards, the sold out concerts, but they don't see the woman behind the spotlight who is carrying battles that no amount of fame can silence? Today, we're talking about Whitney Houston, a woman whose voice became legendary, whose life touched millions, whose story ended in tragedy, but whose legacy lives on. Whitney Houston was born into a remarkable musical family. Her mother was a celebrated gospel and soul singer, and Whitney grew up surrounded by music. Her gifts became evident early, and by the time she entered the recording industry, there was something unmistakable about her voice. She wasn't simply talented, she was extraordinary. Her career exploded. 7 consecutive #1 Billboard Hot 100 singles, Grammy Awards, record-breaking albums, The Bodyguard, I Will Always Love You, more than 200 million recordings sold worldwide. According to her official biography, in 2020, she was introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Her body was her instrument. For most of us, our bodies carry us through life. For Whitney Houston, her body didn't simply carry her. Her body was her instrument. Her breath created music. Her vocal cords created melodies. Her lungs supported the sound that millions of people fell in love with. Her emotions traveled through her body and came out through her voice. When Whitney opened her mouth to sing, you didn't just hear music, you felt it. That is what made her different. She could sing joy and make you feel joy. She could sing heartbreak and make you remember yours. She could sing love and make you believe in it. She could stand in front of a microphone and somehow make millions of people feel as though she was singing directly to them. Her voice became a record of emotion. Whitney Houston became a global icon. But here is where her story becomes important to our very topic today. The body, don't forget. We can be enormously gifted and still carry pain that needs attention. Whitney's later years included highly publicized struggles with substance use and personal difficulties. She acknowledged drug use publicly and entered rehabilitation more than once. She died on February 11, 2012 at age 48. Her death was ruled an accidental drowning, with heart disease and cocaine use listed as contributing factors. Success does not automatically heal pain. A person can stand before thousands of people and still feel alone. A person can receive applause from the world and still battle what is happening within. A person can possess extraordinary gifts and still need help, healing, support, accountability, and restoration. Her story is heartbreaking. There are some stories that entertain us. There are some stories that inspire us. And then there are stories that make us stop and ask ourselves some uncomfortable questions. Whitney Houston's story is one of those stories. She had the voice. She had the beauty. She had the talent. She had the fame. She had the world listening. But behind the voice was a woman with emotions, a woman with relationships, a woman with struggles, a woman who experienced tremendous pressure, a woman who, like so many of us, had a life that the public could see, but a private world that very few people truly understood. And that's why Whitney Houston's story connects so deeply with today's conversation. The body, don't forget. The title of today's conversation is The Body Don't Forget, and there is science behind that statement. When we experience stress, our bodies activate the fight or flight response. Heart rate and breathing increases. Muscles tense and stress hormones are released. That's useful when we need to respond to immediate danger. Trauma can also have emotional and physical effects. People may experience anxiety, anger, sadness, difficulty sleeping, trouble concentrating, racing heart, sweating, headaches, digestive problems, or intrusive memories. Not everyone who experiences trauma develops long-term symptoms, but when symptoms persist and interfere with daily life, professional support may be important. When I say the body don't forget, I'm not saying your body is permanently damaged. I'm saying that sometimes our bodies give us signals that something inside us needs attention. The sleepless nights, the tension, the exhaustion, the irritability, the racing thoughts, the emotional shutdown, the constant need to stay busy so you don't have to feel. Sometimes your body is asking a question your mouth hasn't learned how to ask. When are we going to deal with this? Our bodies never forget the places where we were broken. But when a trigger brings that old pain back to the surface, it isn't just a trap. It's an opportunity. An active memory is a changeable memory. And ladies, that's where healing begins. Let's get those journals out. It's note-taking time. I'm going to give you 7 powerful, actionable steps to help you heal and turn places of pain into places of possibility. But before I do, I want to tell you about my new book titled Beauty of the Black Swan. It's poetic. Beauty of the Black Swan is a soulful work of art that embodies love, perfection, grace, and the divine essence of a marvelous woman. This poetic collection is more than just words on a page. It is a reflection of the journey Black women take from pain to power, from silence to self-expression, and from survival to sacred wholeness. You can find it on Amazon. Please support this work of art. I also want to tell you about my new live podcast show coming soon, Direction at Midlife Live with Dr. Stevens O. I will have live guests and answer those hard questions. Please follow me at Direction at Midlife to stay tuned and informed. If you have any topics you would like for me to cover, please send them to forus@drmstevenso.net. Now here are those 7 actionable steps. 1. Acknowledge what hurt you. Where in your physical body do you feel the heavy weight of your past memories? You cannot heal what you continually pretend didn't happen. Name it. Write it down. Talk about it with someone safe. Acknowledge the abuse, disappointment, betrayal, grief, rejection, abandonment, failure, or loss. Acknowledgement doesn't mean you are living in the past. It means you're finally telling the truth about where you've been. You cannot transform what you refuse to confront. Don't wait until your body screams to listen to it. Step 2. Stop confusing survival with healing. Some of us become incredibly good at surviving. We go to work, raise children, pay bills, show up for everybody, and smile. But surviving and healing are not the same thing. Survival says, I made it through. Healing says, now I'm going to learn how to live differently. Give yourself permission to move beyond survival. Success does not mean you are healed. Number 3, learn to listen to your body. If your current physical triggers was a voice, what boundary is it begging for? Pay attention to what your body is communicating. Are you constantly exhausted? Are you struggling with sleep? Are you carrying tension? Are you always on edge? Are you emotionally shutting down? These experiences can have many causes. Persistent or concerning symptoms deserve attention. Talk with someone. Remember, seeking help isn't weakness, it is wisdom. Don't suffer in silence. Number 4, release what you were never meant to carry. Some pain belongs in your past. Some guilt isn't yours. Other people's opinions aren't your assignment. Some relationships have completed their purpose. Some versions of you were created to survive a season, not to live in your future. Release doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. Release means refusing to let yesterday continue to charge rent in your tomorrow. Number 5, reconnect with God. When life shakes you, reconnect with the one who can anchor you. Psalms 34:18 says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. And Isaiah 61:3 speaks of God giving beauty for ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. God doesn't promise that we will never experience pain, but pain does not have to be the final chapter. Your ashes can become the soil for something beautiful. Your struggle is not your destiny. Number 6, build a safe support system. You were never designed to carry everything alone. Find people who can tell you the truth without tearing you down, who celebrate you, who will pray with you, who will challenge you, people who will notice when you're not okay. And when professional help is needed, they will help you seek it out. Therapy, counseling, medical care, recovery support, spiritual guidance, and healthy community can all be important pieces of rebuilding. There is strength in saying, I need help. Number 7, turn your pain into possibility. What is one positive choice you can make today that your past self couldn't? How would your daily life change if you view triggers as invitations to heal? This is where your story changes. Ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? What strength did I discover? Who can I help because I survived this? What can I build now? Your pain may become wisdom. Your experience may become empathy. Your survival may become testimony. Your scars may become evidence that you can rebuild. This may sound strange. Don't waste your pain. Let your next chapter be about life. Don't spend the rest of your life trying to prove something to the people who hurt you. Don't spend your future fighting yesterday. Heal, grow, create, love, serve, dream, build, and laugh again. Travel the world. Write the book. Start the business. Go back to school. Fall in love with your life all over again. God can still take what was meant to break you and use it to build something beautiful. Your place of pain can become your place of possibility. That place doesn't get to name your future. You get to decide what comes next. You can turn the place where you cried into the place where you discover your voice. You can turn the place where you failed into the place where you learn resilience. You can turn the place where you were rejected into the place where you discover your worth. You can turn your experience into wisdom, your wisdom into purpose, and your purpose into impact. Whitney Houston's voice changed music. Her legacy will continue to influence generations. But her story also reminds us that being gifted doesn't make us immune to pain. Healing isn't pretending that nothing happened. Healing isn't forgetting. Healing is having the courage to look at what happened and say, it hurt me, but it will not define me. It is learning to listen when your body says you're exhausted, when your spirit says you're overwhelmed, and when your heart says, I need something different. It is giving yourself permission to stop surviving and start living. Because sometimes the greatest breakthrough doesn't come from changing everything around you. It comes from finally changing what you believe about yourself and what you are willing to carry into your future. Ladies, if today's episode spoke to you, I want you to do something for me. Please share this episode with a woman you know who needs to heal and build confidence. Subscribe to Direction at Midlife and leave a review. Your voice helps this message reach women who are still searching for direction. Listen, if you are ready to take the next step toward clarity, healing, and confidence, connect with me at For Us, FORUS, at drmstevenso.net. And please join the Facebook group, a community of women discovering their passions and purpose in midlife. Please make sure you follow me at Direction at Midlife on Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you need a community to belong to and that understands where you are, please join the Facebook group, a community of women discovering their passions and purpose in midlife. We are walking this journey together. Ladies, please share this podcast show with another sister who needs encouragement. And remember, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in our Facebook group and don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcast. Come back next week for more faith, fire, and feminine power right here on Direction at Midlife, where every woman discovers her voice, her purpose, and her power. On the next episode of Direction at Midlife, the topic is soul searching, finding fulfillment, and building a new life with meaning. A must-listen-to podcast show you don't want to miss. Hey girl, hey! Thank you for listening to Direction at Midlife. This is your reminder. Your dreams are waiting, and now is the perfect time to chase them. Believe in your power, embrace the possibilities, and step boldly into your next chapter. If this show has blessed you, show me love. Please leave me a written review on Apple Podcasts and follow me. Take a screenshot and post it on your Instagram. Shout me out on your Facebook and share it with your friends. Please tag me at Direction at Midlife and I will share your review, and together we can uplift and inspire each other. Remember, I'm Dr. Stevens O. Your journey is yours to own, and I'll be here cheering you on every step of the way.